is my life. I lay it before you. Where else would I go? And what else would I do if I did not know you? How deeply I need you.
How deeply I need you.
My Lord.
My Lord.
Oh, how deeply I
need you.
My Lord.
My Lord.
Like the desert needs the rain.
Desert needs the rain.
I need you. Like every ocean
needs the stream.
I need
you.
you. Like every morning
needs the sun.
I need
you,
you, Lord.
are my only one.
Here is my heart. I give it, Lord, to you. And here is my life. I lay it before you. Tell me where else would I go?
Gospel 88.7 WEHA. It's more than music. It's ministry.
Port Republic, Atlantic City, and now on FM translator 100.3 W262CF, Atlantic City, Pleasantville. It's the Inspirational Choral Ensemble 50th anniversary, featuring a reunion choir of former ICE members under the direction of Minister of Music Thomas Jennings. All taking place Sunday, October 27th, 3 p.m. at the Second Baptist Church, located at 110 Reverend I.S. Cole Plaza, Atlantic City, New Jersey. Free will offering, Reverend Collins A. Days, Senior Pastor. The views and opinions expressed on the following show are not necessarily those of WEHA, Gospel 88.7 and 100.3 FM. We Have Gospel, Spread the Gospel Inc., or any of its sponsors. WEHA is a listener-supported radio station. To make a donation, call 609-641-8870. Visit our headquarters at 3 Canal Drive, Egg Harbor Township, New Jersey, 08234. Or log on to our website, wehavegospel.com.
We have gospel.
You're listening to In the Community with Dr. Thelma Witherspoon and First Lady Parrish, right here on your two-time Stellar Award-winning gospel radio station, WEHA Gospel, 88.7, 100.3 FM. We Have Gospel. This broadcast is being brought to you by the Hawks family businesses who've been serving our community for over 30 years, and Beacon Hall. One of those businesses is Beacon Hall. It's a 5,000 square feet facility with an attached parking lot and a full kitchen, and holds up to 200 people. You can book it for weddings, bridal parties, baby showers, graduation party, church services, and all of your banquet needs. To book Beacon Hall, please call 609-965-4255. Beacon Hall, turning moments into memories. All right. Support for the station. Make checks or money orders payable to WEHA. Mail to P.O. Box 1674, Pleasantville, New Jersey 08232, or Cash App $ We Have Gospel. We are live in the studio. Well, no, I'm live. Oh, Lord. But we have a wonderful program for you on today, talking about ex-offenders. But I do have some announcements for you that I want to make sure that everyone is totally aware of what's going on. Today in Atlantic County and all over New Jersey starts early voting. October the 26th through November the 2nd. It will be from 10 a.m. to 8 o'clock p.m. and Sunday, 10 a.m. to 6 o'clock p.m. So there are 7 early voting places, and I want to make you aware of where they are. Atlantic City, Cromwell Hall, Galloway Township is at the Galloway Library. Northfield is at the Shore View Building, 101 Shore Road in Northfield. Buena Vista Township, Martin Luther King Building in Newtonville. Hamilton Township is at the Mays Landing Library, 40 Farragut Avenue. Egg Harbor Township is at the Atlantic County Library, and Hamilton is at the Hamilton Family Success Center. You can vote at any early voting center in Atlantic County as long as you are an Atlantic County resident. And I intend, when I get off the Lord's will off this broadcast, is to go and cast my vote. I'm not waiting until November the 5th. I'm going to do it right away. All right. So also, there are 3 ways to vote. You can do early voting, you can vote by mail, or you can vote on election day. Now, if you vote on election day, you have to go to the place that's on your ballot. However, if you are voting in early voting, you can vote at any location as long as you are Atlantic County resident. What is happening today? The House of God Incorporated, Keith Dominion, 711 Arctic Avenue, Atlantic City, New Jersey. You're invited to a harvest, season of great harvest festivity today from 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. Free food, free games, and prizes. Also, I was riding past on my way here today and saw that Redeeming Love Christian Center will be having their food distribution today, and I believe it starts at 10 a.m. on today. During the month of October, AMI, Atlantic Medical Imaging, is offering free screening mammograms for women age 40 and older with no insurance and with no current or previous breast issues. I want to say thank you to the AMI Foundation for making this program possible. Convenient evening and weekend appointments are available. To schedule your mammogram, call 609-677-9729. That's 609-677-9729. And I want to say, me and Lady Parrish, we look to find information concerning free resources for the community. And a few years ago, I had someone to stop me. They heard about the free mammogram, when they went to get the free mammogram, there was an issue, but because it was found early, they were able to help that individual. So we want to make sure that if you don't have any insurance, that you go out and that you get your mammogram. And if you don't have money, that's no excuse, because AMI offers it free. Also on today, our condolences to the family of Pastor Matthew Mullinet. I'm saying his name wrong, but he was the pastor of proclaiming served Crossroads Fellowship for over 20 years. All right, and he was the pastor. I stopped by last night to give my condolences to his family. Today they're going to have a second viewing from 10 a.m. To 11 a.m. and the service will follow at 11 o'clock. This will be a time for reflection, remembrance, and rejoicing in the knowledge that he is now at peace with the Lord. Let us come together to honor his memory, share stories of his kindness, and support one another during this time. We are confident knowing that Pastor Matt's legacy of love, faith, and dedication to his community will live on in the hearts of all who were blessed to know him. And he was a wonderful, wonderful individual. So our prayers are definitely with Pastor Matt's family on today. Also, Atlantic City, our prayers and condolences are with the Hart and Anderson family. Audrey Hart, she was an icon in Atlantic City. I don't know too many people who did not know Miss Audrey. Our prayers are with their family, and her celebration of life will be on next week. And also, I don't know if many people remember him, but I do, because I worked with him for a short time. Stephen Moore, and senior peacekeeper and former Atlantic City councilman and founder of the nonprofit Community Resource Services Incorporated, passed away on Tuesday, October the 22nd. Peace and blessings to the family and community. We will continue to build upon the legacy of Stephen Moore and the founder of the Community Resource Services. We will keep you informed on Stephen Moore's memorial service date, time, and place. But certainly, my condolences also go out to the Moore family and to everyone who knew him. And last but not least, rest in peace, Rich Harris. I didn't know this young man, but a lot of people did know him. He was in an accident. He got out of his vehicle and was struck by a car, and he passed away. But he was on the Rowan University men's cross and country track and field. He was a star athlete and just a good person. And I just wanted to say something about him. Listen, life is short. We don't know where tomorrow holds. And let's love our loved ones and make peace with people, because we actually don't know, if we're even going to be here today. We don't know that. So my prayers are also with that family. And I saw a lot of people posting things on Facebook, so I thought that I would share something on today. On next week, the mainland Pleasantville NAACP will have their annual Freedom Found Luncheon, and that will be 12 noon at the Claridge Hotel and Casino. Olivia C. Caldwell is the president. Okay, we are live. Now, I keep saying I'm live. I am live. But we are in the studio today with Mr. Rodney Finks, and he has been on our show a number of times. A former DJ here at WEHA, and he played reggae music. And it was very, very good. It made you feel like you were on the island. I feel like I need to go to a Caribbean island round about now. That's the way I feel. All right. But we're so glad to have him on our show on today. And just in case you don't know who Mr. Rodney Finks is, because you may be new listening to the show, I want him to say something about himself.
Thank you so much, Telma. It's good to see you as well. I'm actually a workforce professional. I've been working in workforce development now for October 24th. Was the 8th year anniversary of me working in workforce development. So I've been a counselor for 4 years. I've been a training unit supervisor for another 3 years. And now I am actually working with Grant Associates, which is the one-stop operator for career services, both adult and youth. And I am the one-stop operator slash community partnership manager for Grant Associates, working at the One Stop Career Center in Pleasantville, New Jersey, 2 South Main Street.
Okay. Okay. Now, this is a good program today because we're going to be talking about ex offenders and
Mhm.
job opportunities for ex offenders. And if you've ever dealt with someone who is an ex offender, you know how difficult sometimes it is for them to get a job or
Correct.
employment, especially it depends on the charge and what they were charged with. If you have a drug charge, you can't work in a hospital, you can't work in a school, you can't drive a school bus. I mean, there's just so much that you cannot do,
Yeah.
and so there are, and sometimes I feel like when people have paid their debt to society, it's like they're paying it a second time once they are released. But I am so thankful for the opportunities that you're going to give us on today for ex offenders. So there are some job opportunities that are out there for people who are ex offenders. So let's talk about it.
Well, the fact that uh, ex-offenders come out and they are usually at the lowest rung of the economic ladder because they're basically coming out with nothing. They're coming out a lot of times, don't have a place to live. They don't have any type of funds. They have um, less than stellar economic opportunity out here. So what the state of New Jersey last year did was they had a grant that's called the Jobs Grant, right? And what it did was it dealt with ex-offenders, right? And basically, the grant was sent out to organizations to provide people um, coming out of the justice system the ability to get supports and services. And this was sorely needed in the community
Right.
because, of course, when a person comes out from lockup or detention or from serving their time, of course, they're not looked at the same before they went in.
So true.
So they have the stigma,
True.
they have a record, they have so many things working against them. So the state of New Jersey decided that last year that they will put out a grant called the Jobs Grant, and they will support ex-offenders coming out with community supports, such as resume writing, interviewing skills. Also, they would also provide them with connections to employment.
Mm-hmm.
Also, through us at the One Stop, we provided some assistance with that as well. And what we found out from that grant was that the grant was successful in that those people whom that grant served were able to get back on their feet in sense of you coming out and not knowing who's going to support you, where you're going to go, how am I going to job, how am I going to get a job, how am I going to support myself. So that happened last year. Unfortunately, this year, I'm actually on the website this year, and I don't see a jobs grant here, but there are other grants that are available that could provide those same services. There's the Opportunity Partnership Grant, that's the OPG. There's the Find My Future Grant. This was a renaming of the grant last year. It was the Lila Grant, Lifelong Learning Grant, and now they renamed it and repackaged it to Fund My Future Grant. That grant actually offers up to $9,600 on a debit card for every eligible person so that they could be provided with whatever means that's necessary once they come out in terms of let's say that you come out in your justice involved and you need maybe clothes, shoes, employment uniforms. Maybe you need transportation to go back and forth. Those are the kind of things that that program can provide to you. But I would also like to say, in terms of ex-offenders, we, the community, do have a role to play in making sure that they are welcomed back into society.
Very true.
I know that it's a hard ask for some people, but I think that, and this is just my personal feeling, that if you have paid your debt to society, it does not wipe away what was done, but it should, or the society should be willing, at least be willing to welcome you back and to see, did you, what did you learn? Did you change? What is your mindset? Are you the same person? Are you rehabilitated? So these are the questions I think the community needs to ask itself, right? First, before we ask the ex-offender, are you willing to see whether or not that person is rehabilitated? Are you willing to welcome that person back into the community and into the society? Are you willing to support them in whatever ways is necessary so that they don't reoffend? And we know that sometimes the recidivism rate is high simply because the ex-offenders are not supported at all in the community when they come out.
That's true, and you have to give people a chance to redeem themselves. You know,
I agree,
especially when they've paid their debt to society. I think, like you say, a lot of times people, Sean, people who have a record. You know where you've been, but you don't know where you're going, and you have to be a little more compassionate and give people a chance to get back on their feet. I know for a fact, I'm so happy to know about this $9,600. Now, does that go toward housing or a room or anything like that, or is it specifically for clothes and that type of thing?
It's specifically for things that will allow that person to train. It's for training if that person needs training. So even though we at the One Stop offer the WEHA grant for training, sometimes our amount, which is up to $5,000 for a general training grant amount, is not enough, because some programs could be 7,000, some programs could be 9,000, 10,000. So we would give the $5,000, and that person could use some of that money in order to make up the difference to enter and to pursue that training program. The $96 could be, let's say, for a person that has a car that's not working and needs that car to be fixed. That money, some of that money can go towards that as well. But it's not a blanket $9,600 that you could just do whatever you want.
Right.
I mean, I think they learned from last year that they have to put some restraints on that. Because, of course, when you put something out for the first time in terms of a new initiative, of course, there's going to be things that you're going to learn that worked. There's going to be things that you learn that didn't work, things that can be done better. And I think that's what the Find My Future is about, is that it's a little bit more tailored, it's a little bit more structured, so that the money can be used for worthwhile things, efforts, and endeavors, so that it will bring uplift to that person that qualifies for that grant.
Now, before they come out, most times they go into a halfway house. Is that information provided at the halfway house? How do people know that this $9,600 grant is available for ex-offenders?
Well, it's usually done through the DOL website. Right now, they're actually going through the grant process in terms of getting community organizations to apply for the grant. So the announcement date was in September, and the end date, the start date for the grant is December 1st. So I'm sure right now we are a couple of weeks out, like 1 week out from the beginning of December. So I'm sure the state right now is considering all the applicants for the grant, and they're going to be awarding if they have not already awarded the grant, they'll be awarding those grants to community organizations very, very shortly, and those will be announced. I don't know through what mechanism the state of New Jersey will be announcing who, in terms of community organizations that applied and got the grant. But I'm sure we'll be getting some sort of notice from the state. We usually do at the One Stop, and we'll be able to disseminate that information either through Facebook. So I encourage anyone listening to follow us on Facebook. We also have a texting service now that if you, it's also on Facebook, a QR code that if you use your phone and click on that QR code, that you'll be able to receive updates for all the information that we get and that we disseminate through that texting mechanism. So that's another one of the innovations that we just put in place at the One Stop. That is the texting notifications, the texting updates. So even us, we are looking at new ways to disseminate information. So I know the state will be sending that out, and as soon as we get it, we'll be disseminating that to the public as well.
Now, when you talk about organizations, because most things that come in like that go through the county or go through what's the other?
Right, to the college or universities or
right, yes. Right. Or I forgot the other program when people come out. Oh my goodness! I just had a brain freeze just now.
You're blanking.
I just had a brain freeze, but they've been out there for a minute too, and helping ex-offenders with bus tickets and stuff like that.
Yes.
Yeah.
So those are the organizations I'm sure that will usually apply for grants like that. I know Jewish Family Services also is an organization that they have many grants and their hands are in many different types of fields. They offer support to many type of constituencies in the community. They are an awesome organization, Jewish Family Services. So I would say to anyone who's listening, if you need some sort of assistance today, whatever you need, I think Jewish Family Services is a good place to start. If they don't have the necessary funds, grant, or services or supports that you need, they definitely know who or where you can find those services, because they partner with a lot of different organizations in the community as well. So Jewish Family Services is always a good place to start.
All right. So if you need something, if a person needs something currently,
yes,
that's where they would.
Jewish Family Services is always a good place to start. Absolutely.
All right. And so I think all you have to do is set up an appointment with them.
It's set up. You call them, yes, and they'll do a screening with you, and then they will put you to send that information to the correct area from their organization, or they will farm it out and send it to the correct community organization that you can get that particular help that is necessary for you.
Now, is there any reason why an ex-offender would not qualify for those benefits?
I don't believe so, but for us at the One Stop, the only thing that we cannot fund is a veteran that was dishonorably discharged. So, and that only applies to us. So if an ex-offender was a veteran, and that veteran who is an ex-offender as well was dishonorably discharged, we cannot provide funds or services to that person. But for other organizations, depending on the makeup and the structure and the policies of that organization, and maybe the grant that is funding that organization, they may have some stipulations. But in terms of a blanket disapproval process, I don't think so at all. No. But at least I think you should still reach out, because there are so many organizations in Atlantic County that are doing good work. I mean, it runs the gamut, right? I only mention Jewish Family Services because they are like the catch-all, but
Right.
there are many, many, many different organizations that are doing great work. I also have a website from the state of New Jersey.
Okay.
It's called the Garden State Community Outreach, and the website is gardenstateoutreach.us. This is a new community outreach website that the state of New Jersey has just put together this year, and this is where you can find all the programs, organizations. It talks about what is your age, do you have children, enter your zip code, what is your income, do you rent or own, and it says that you'll be able to find whatever organization or program that you need through this website. So, for instance, it has the low-income home energy assistance, community solar. It has the community assistance hotline, the Comfort Partners program, payment assistance for gas and electric, the Lifeline program, the winter termination program. It has programs for wellness resources, financial resources, disability related resources, mental health and substance abuse services as well. So this is the new website that the state of New Jersey came up with to spread the word in order for you, if you need the help, so that you can find whatever program you need to help you. It's the Garden State Outreach, all one word, .us.
Okay. So that's again. Can you repeat that one more time?
It's Garden State Outreach, all one word, .us.
Okay. Garden State Outreach.
Outreach.us.
And that's
Yeah.
where you can go, because most people have phones and different things when they come out. Excuse me. And come out of the system. So if a person is on parole, are they still eligible?
Yes, they're still eligible they'll type in the information in terms of their age, children, income, and it will tell them what eligible programs they have for that. And if they need specific things such as the wellness and finance and disability or mental health or substance abuse, they can go to those areas as well, and they will find the programs that can help them there.
Now, Volunteers of America, they help people too.
Oh yes,
With people that
I
come
forgot
out.
to mention them as well. So Volunteers of America, I apologize to you. You do a lot of great work as well in the community.
Right. So if a person gets out, they've been incarcerated for a while, they don't have a birth certificate. They don't have an ID. They don't have a driver's license. They don't have
Social Security card.
Social Security card.
Yes.
They help with all of those resources.
Yes, Volunteers America helps with all those resources as well. They help, and they also have a lot of information that is provided to people in general in the community, but also for ex-offenders as well. So for ex-offenders and justice-involved people, a voice of they're also a very good resource for you to get those identifying documents. That's a very good place to start.
All right, keep it locked. We'll be right back.
Greetings. This is Atlantic City 3rd Ward Councilman Kaleem Shabazz, urging you to vote for Vice President Kamala Harris for President of the United States. Vice President Harris has the temperament, the record of public service, and the compassion to lead this country and the world. Vice President Harris is a history maker and an extremely confident servant leader. Kamala Harris is a staunch defender of civil rights, social justice, and women's reproductive freedom. Kamala Harris's goal is to lift up this nation, not to stay out of jail like her opponent. Mail ballots have arrived. If you vote by mail, please complete your ballot and drop it off. If you vote in person, please consider early voting, which is October 26th to November 3rd. If you vote on Election Day, November 5th, please be prepared to cast your ballot for Kamala Harris. Please join me, Councilman Kaleem Shabazz, in voting Kamala Harris for president and all the Column B Democrats. Thank you. This message paid for by friends of Kaleem Shabazz and Angel Shabazz, Treasurer.
Would you like to hear your company or church announcements or church broadcast on the airwaves of WHA? You can call our business office at 609-641-8870 for further details.
Today we decided to walk to school. At the corner, we waited to cross the street. The stoplight counted down. 15, 14,
31? I mean, 13?
We took a left on Carroll Garden Street.
Garden Street?
Loud music was coming from a car. Danny's a smart kid, but he gets so distracted.
There were so many other sounds, I didn't know what to focus on.
Danny, Earth to Danny. Suddenly he realized he forgot his homework again.
I left my homework on the table.
At the school steps, we hugged goodbye. I really hope he doesn't have another bad day at school today.
When you can see learning and attention issues from their side, you can be on their side. That's why there's Understood.org, a free online resource for the parents of the 1 in 5 kids with learning and attention issues. Get personalized recommendations, practical tips, daily access to experts, and more. Go from misunderstanding to Understood.org. Brought to you by Understood and the Ad Council.
Hawks Janitorial Contractors Corp. was established in 1987 by husband and wife team William and Elaine Hawks. Our motto is a great job at a fair price. The Hawks team is skillful, customer-focused, delivering quality janitorial services that meet and exceed our clients' specific needs. Hawks Janitorial Contractors Corp. Proud sponsors of Gospel 88.7 FM. For more information, 609-484-0452.
You're not wired to have a response to this sound. You're neutral to it. You hear it every time you finish a meal and never feel anything. But if we were able to associate this sound with a new stimulus, save the food, we've achieved pulling a natural response from you. Save the food. Why are we doing this, you may ask? Save the food. Because this ad is trying to change your after-meal behavior through brainwashing. Because food waste costs the average family $1,500 a year. Save the food, cha-ching, and $1,500 extra bucks is like getting a pay raise. Save the food, cha-ching, you're promoted, which could pay for your child's braces. Save the food, cha-ching, you're promoted.
Check out my braces.
So when you hear this sound, rethink your behavior. Cook it, store it, share it. Just don't waste it. For tips and recipes, visit SaveTheFood.com.
Please join the Atlantic City branch of the NAACP every Tuesday from 4:30 to 5:30 p.m. for your NAACP Speaks, hosted by Branch President Kaleem Shabazz, right here on Gospel 88.7 and 100.3 FM, WEHA.
To EFC members and friends, the full message that I preached last Sunday will be broadcasted on 88.7 this evening from 4 p.m. to 5 p.m., Sunday 11 a.m. to 12 p.m., and Monday from 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. The subject is Troubled from Every Side. If it's the Lord's will, I will preach part 2 this Sunday. God bless Bishop Jerkins.
Tune into In the Community with Thelma Witherspoon, Saturdays 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. on Gospel 88.7 FM. If you just tuned in, you're listening to In the Community with Dr. Thelma Witherspoon and First Lady Parrish, right here on your 2-time Stellar Award-winning gospel radio station, WEHA Gospel 88.7, 100.3 FM. We have gospel. This broadcast is being brought to you by the Hawks Family Businesses, who has been serving our customers and community for over 35 years. One of those businesses is Beacon Hall. It's a 5,000 square foot facility with an attached parking lot and a full kitchen and holds up to 200 people. You can book it for weddings, bridal parties, baby showers, graduation parties, church services, and all of your banquet needs. To book Beacon Hall, please call 609-965-4255. Beacon Hall, turning moments into cherished memories. Don't forget to support this station, WEHA. You can make checks or money orders payable to WEHA, mail to P.O. Box 1674, Pleasantville, New Jersey 08232, or Cash App $ We Have Gospel. We are before I go back into, we always give a shout out to those who are listening to us today. We want to thank our Presidente, Deacon Bill Hawks. Good morning, Dr. Thelma and guest Carolyn Barksdale. Good morning, Dr. Thelma Witherspoon, First Lady Mary Parrish, Mr. Finks, and your listeners. Deborah Dozier says blessings to WEHA Gospel radio station, always tuning in every day and all day. And we want to thank my co-host, Mary Parrish, First Lady Mary Parrish. She's also put a lot of information on the WEHA page for ex-offenders, and Sandy Love. She said very good information for the community. I also want to tell everybody that, and we're getting ready to go back into our interview with Mr. Rodney Finks, that the retirement age has been pushed up to 70. So just in case you didn't know that, I just wanted to make sure that all of my listening audience knew that. And if you're saving your Social Security, go over there and file, okay? All right, that's all I got to say. Now, that didn't have nothing to do, it was just a sidebar. Now we go. I have to make it interesting on this show. We're moving back to our interview here today with Mr. Rodney Finks, and he is, and I should know, he's at the One Stop Career Center, but he's not. He works for
Grant Associates.
Thank you. Grant Associates.
Yes.
Grant Associates. And we're talking about today ex-offender job opportunities and things that are available. And I like the way you talked about it and I talked about giving ex-offenders a chance.
Mm-hmm.
Giving them a chance because
yes.
It's almost set up, and I'm glad that the state of New Jersey has saw this and put some money behind this because it's almost setting them up for failure.
Yes.
If you come home, you done served your time forever, how long? But you have no housing, you have no money, you have nowhere to go, you can't get no job. What do people expect?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm glad that some attention is being brought to this, and I wanted to make sure that I was talking about something about ex-offenders and stuff to people because I tried to help people.
Yes.
And
yes. As we all should.
But it's been difficult.
Yeah, it's difficult because you also have to look at the like I said before, the stigma that follows them, but you also got to look at the employment opportunities that may require a background check. Ex-offenders have to deal with that aspect of it as well, that whatever job in terms of depending on the job and you have that requires a background check, you're always nervous, right? You're just always nervous. Like even if you've done anything. I mean, I've done jobs that I had to do background checks and I'm still nervous because I've not done anything, but hey, people can steal your identity.
That's
and
true.
You don't know, do things in your name and you don't know, and then something comes up and you're like, oh my gosh, I don't know anything about that, and it could be something really, really bad. So I can only imagine for a person in that position, an ex-offender who has to go through a background check for employment, that must be really, really stressful, right? And it's something, of course, I mean, there are reasons, depending on the occupation, where a valid background check is necessary. Don't get me wrong at all, especially if they're going to be working with vulnerable people, children, and other type parts of the society that are vulnerable. But I do think also that even with the background checks for these individuals, that it is a nerve-wracking thing to go through, right? So they should prepare themselves for that part of it as well. Stress is not easy. I know at the One Stop for sure, if you're an ex-offender and you have an employer that wants to hire you, and they are being a little bit reserved or a little bit apprehensive, please come to us at the One Stop. We have a federal bonding program there. Federal bonding. You can get federally bonded. I believe the amount is up to $25,000, and it's not a long process at all. Many times it can happen within 24 hours, so that you don't lose a job. So if you're an ex-offender and you have an employer that's willing to hire you, but is still maybe a little bit shaky about it, come to us. We can offer you, get you into that federal bonding program that gives some insurance to the employer that just in case anything happens, that they will be reimbursed for maybe some cost or something that happens. So that's available at the One Stop as well, the federal bonding program.
Absolutely. And it is important that if that question is asked, because some people have lost jobs at the casino because they were not honest. You know, so if you do have a record, check yes.
Yes. I say that.
It doesn't mean you're going to lose the job. It means, but if you don't tell the truth, you're losing the job because you didn't tell the truth.
Yes, I do a career beacon workshop every Tuesday morning from 10 a.m. To 12 o'clock. It's a 2-hour workshop because we cover 3 things in the training process, and that's one of the things that I emphasize in the career beacon workshop is that if for any reason you are applying for a job and they ask about your background, I ask them, I instruct them, please be honest.
Right.
It's better for you to disclose than not disclose and it's found out or revealed later, because it can be perceived as you being dishonest.
Correct.
So please disclose. At least let them say no, because of the background. Don't give them additional reason, not to hire you. So disclose. Disclose. Give them all the information so that they can make an informative decision whether or not to hire you.
I have a saying, don't give people bullets to shoot you with. So,
correct. Oh, I like that one. I like that one. You need to put that on a T-shirt. Can you put that on a T-shirt?
I got to make sure that I'm not that I didn't get it from nobody else, because I don't have to be sued. But I've been saying it so long, I don't remember where it came from.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, if you have these challenges, coming out, you don't want to give people a reason not to hire you.
Yes.
You know what
I
mean?
Yes. And I would also encourage ex-offenders to pursue expungement.
I was going to say that too.
Pursue it. Even you don't know what the outcome will be, but for me, if I was an ex-offender, I would pursue as much of an expungement of my record as possible. That would more or less, I wouldn't say totally level or even the playing field, but if you can do that and get that expungement so that that doesn't show up on a background check, on an employment background check, I would definitely pursue an expungement. And there are some organizations, I think the Legal Aid Society can assist with the first part of that, help you to complete the applications for that. For some, I think for some programs, it requires a little bit of money for that. But I think it's a worthwhile effort to pursue an expungement.
I agree, because I know someone who did that and their records were expunged. And it has made a huge difference in unemployment, in employment opportunities. All right, because you no longer have to check that because it's not going to show up.
Yes.
All right.
And another thing that I would suggest to ex-offenders is see if you can pursue a registered apprenticeship. All right? A registered apprenticeship is through the Department of Labor. There is also another grant called the Gains Grant that offers some supportive services with that money as well. That also includes expungement. It includes expungement. It includes housing services, addressing substance abuse if you have that. If you need to obtain a GED, it helps with that. Mentoring, comprehensive guidance and counseling, financial literacy, child care, transportation, and also if you need to obtain a driver's license, the Gains Grant will also help with that as well. And there are some organizations that have already been awarded the Gaines Grant in Atlantic County.
Absolutely.
So those organizations are working with people right now to support them through some of these efforts. Expungement is one of those that are covered in through the money for that grant. Expungement is covered in that as well.
Now, is that grant available at the One Stop?
It's not available at the One Stop for us, but there are organizations throughout the county that has that grant. I think Ideal Institute of Technology has a Gaines grant as well. Jewish Family Services, if I'm not mistaken, Jewish Family Services also has a Gaines, is one of the providers that have access to that Gaines funding as well. So try those two organizations, Jewish Family Services and Ideal Institute of Technology. They have the funds to help you with those things, especially the expungement part.
Absolutely. And I'm going to say, because a lot of times, not all the time, but a lot of times people have a lot of gain with them. And that's why it's important for you to know the resources that are available. If Volunteers of America is going to pay for their ID and pay to get their Social Security card and do all these things, their birth certificate, let them go to those organizations that provide those resources. Okay, because every dollar that's saved is a big help. You don't want to be giving a person money for to get their driver's license when they're gonna get your money and still go to Volunteers of America.
Yes, and I have no shame in saying free money. Some people have reticence to say, "Oh, don't say free money." Hey, it's free money. It's free money. The state is offering it. Sometimes the feds offer it in grants that's administered by the state, by the states in the United States, and so it's not money that's coming out of your pocket.
Right.
That the cost of these services, and most of these services are called supportive services. Right. So let me get into my workforce jargon. They are called supportive services. Right. So these are the services to support a person to achieve whatever goals and aspirations that they do have. And those are some of the things that I mentioned for the Gaines Grant. All these things are called supportive services. Child care, transportation, obtaining a driver's license, expungement, communicating criminal background to employers, housing services, addressing substance abuse. All these things are considered supportive services, because when a person comes out and is an offender coming out, these are some of the things that they need as supports and to undergird them to be successful. I mean, if you have a person who's coming out with no home, is homeless,
right,
that is a recipe for disaster.
And a lot of times that does happen because the family members are just, they don't believe him. They fed up, They done lied to him more than one time. They said they was done, they was finished, they was gonna, do certain things, and then they get back out and they've done it again, and again, and again, and again. So therefore, you have to have these resources, because the person could have really changed this time, but it's just like nobody
wants to put themselves out.
Right.
And that's why we have these organizations. And let me just say a big kudos to these organizations, but not only the organizations as an entity, but the people who work in these organizations to supply these services, to supply the counseling, the guidance, the financial literacy. These case managers, career advisors, intake people, receptionists. These are many of these people. We just had the Garden State Employment and Training Association's 41st annual conference, Wednesday and Thursday at Ocean. And it was the biggest conference for GSETR. I think everybody, quite a few people were saying that it's the biggest conference that they've been to. And this is the 41st one.
Wow.
And these people came from all over the state. And these are people that are actively working with New Jersey residents to achieve these goals. And these are the people that are in the trenches. These are the people that are dealing with ex-offenders. These are the people that are dealing with homeless people, people who are looking for employment, people who are looking for a leg up on in terms of training, people that are looking for some sort of career direction. These are the people that are in the trenches. And we had a great conference. It was fun. We had a lot of information, a lot of great speakers. We actually had 46 workshops.
Wow.
That people could attend, dealing with new technologies, new ways of doing things, new innovative approaches. We also learned about stress and burnout, because that is a big thing in our field.
Absolutely.
Stress and burnout, because usually when you do this job, many times you're actually doing it from the heart. I mean, a lot of us are doing it from the heart. We're not doing it for the pay, because sometimes the pay is not always the best, but it's because it's a calling. It's something that we want to do. It's a field that we love. We love to care for people, about people, and to get people where they need to go and to help them to achieve their goals. That's the benefit for working in this field. So I just want to give kudos to all of the professionals who are working in this field to help our fellow New Jerseyans in various different kinds of very difficult circumstances.
All right. I want to thank you for giving that shout out to them, because it's very important. I was watching something this morning, over in the morning, with Sarah Jakes and her husband, and the husband wrote a book on balance, that you have to have balance, especially in the fields that you're doing, and in certain professions you need balance, because you can get so involved in it that you have no balance, and then you stress that out. It's no good, and you can't help nobody if you're not able to help. But I want to say, my co-host put on here that the petition, the forms for the petition, expungement petition, is $52.50. I did not know that, because most people that I know who tried to get to the expungement had paid exorbitant amount of money.
Yes.
You know, for expungements. But
yes, through lawyers and justice advocates. Yes, I agree with that. Yes, they have paid much more than $52.50.
Okay, so that's why it's important to have these type of discussions, so people will know what is available, what they can do in order to do something. Now, listen, you can't, if you're an ex-offender and you're out there and you're listening, you can't get a job without an ID, without a birth certificate, with your Social Security card. Go to Volunteers of America or to these organizations that helps with this information, so that when an opportunity presents itself, you can take it. A missed opportunity is gone forever. Yeah. And you don't want to ever be in a place where an opportunity does present itself, but you're not prepared. You know, so I want you to be prepared for whatever. Rodney, I really appreciate the fact that you came on the show today to give out this information, you know, to our listening audience. What would you like to leave with our listening audience today?
Well, for the ex-offenders, I just want to say that society sometimes will brand you. They will say that you are this person or that person, but you don't have to necessarily internalize that. If you want to change, you can change. If you want to be something, you can be it. You just have to find the supports and the people that will help you to achieve whatever goal or aspiration or dream you may have. In all of us, there is a desire to be something worthwhile.
Right.
Okay? In all of us. Every single one of us, there is a desire to be something worthwhile. Go with that. Right. Lean into that. Lean into being a generous, well-meaning, productive member of society. Lean into your children if you have children. Lean into your family if you have family that is supportive of you. Lean into your community if you have a community that is supportive of you. Lean into your religious institution. If that's your thing and that's where you think you find that motivation, lean into it. Whatever is going to motivate you to be a valuable and productive member of society, lean into it. Lean into it. Go with it. It will help you to achieve all your goals and aspirations that you have.
And I also want to say ex-offenders now can vote.
Yes.
Yeah, you can vote. So, I had to throw that in there.
And voting is Tuesday, November 5th.
Actually, early voting started today. Early voting started
today.
Yes,
I was just about to say, Thelma says early voting starts today.
Yeah.
Exercise your right to vote.
Absolutely.
And vote.
Absolutely. I hope that you enjoyed our program today. We thank you again, Rodney, for coming in and giving us all of this information. Again, give us the information is on the WEHA Facebook page. And what is the Facebook page for you, Rodney?
It's just search for Atlantic County Office of Workforce Development. Atlantic County Office of Workforce Development. And once you search that, it will come up, and please follow us.
All right. I'm going to put that in and make sure that I have you on my Facebook page. I'm on my way to vote.
Oh, hi, Lady Parrish.
All right. Hi, Lady Parrish. All right. Thank you so much. Everybody have a good day. Keep those dials like the WHA. We'll see you all next week.
WEHA is a listener-supported radio station, and the program you just heard and enjoyed has been made possible by the contributions of you, the listeners. To make a donation, call us at 609-641-8870. Visit our headquarters at 3 Canal Drive, Egg Harbor Township, New Jersey, 08234, or log on to our...
The community is made possible by Spread the Gospel Link, the Hawks family businesses, and the support of listeners like you. Our production was also made possible by Afterimage Revolution. Afterimage Revolution is a premier creative agency that provides web and social media design services. We listen carefully to each individual client's request in order to understand exactly what they're looking for so that we can deliver exactly what they need. Afterimage Revolution supports churches and nonprofit organizations by providing high-quality and cost-effective web design. Our team of developers has a philosophy of changing how the world perceives online communities. We believe in building websites that impact the community. At Afterimage Revolution, we work by building relationships and providing high-quality websites that make you stand out. We don't operate like a business, we operate like a revolution. Whether you're a small church or a mega ministry, we have the expertise to exceed your expectations. Your success is our success. Stay blessed and thank you for listening.
WEHA, Port Republic, Atlantic City. And now on FM Translator 100.3, W26 2CF, Atlantic City, Pleasantville.
To EFC members and friends, the full message that I preached last Sunday will be broadcasted on 88.7 this evening from 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. Sunday, 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. and Monday from 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. The subject is Troubled from Every Side. If it's the Lord's will, I will preach part 2 this Sunday. God bless Bishop Jerkins.
Hawks, a name that has been trusted for almost 30 years in the janitorial services industry, is proud to present Hawks Professional Moving Services, fully insured, local and long distance, packing services, commercial and residential, no job too small or too large, friendly and reliable services. For more information or a free estimate, 609-484-0452. Hawks Professional Moving Services, where we treat your belongings like our own.
Do you have an event coming up and need a facility? Well, let me tell you about Atlantic County's newest banquet facility, Beacon Hall, located in the heart of Egg Harbor City, right off the White Horse Pike. Beacon Hall is a full-service banquet facility that is 5,000 square feet with an attached parking lot. Book your conferences, book signings, birthday parties, bridal showers, baby showers, weddings, repasts. No event is too big or too small. You can book your next event by calling us at 609-965-4255 or email us at bookbeaconhall@gmail.com. That's BOOKBEACONHALL @gmail.com. Try Beacon Hall, where we turn moments into cherished memories.
Lord, I'm thankful for my blessings, everything that you gave. Times when danger was around me, my life, Lord, you saved. Where would I be without your love? Where would I be without your grace? You didn't have to do it, but I'm glad you did. Can't pretend that what I got it on my own. Every move that I made, can't say it never been wrong. When I fell, you picked me up again. Though I brought it on myself, I can always depend on you whenever I need help. Lord, I'm thankful, yeah. Times when danger was around me, my life, Lord, you saved. Where would I be without your love? Where would I be without your grace? You didn't have to do it, but I'm glad you did. Next time you go to sleep and you wake up alright, remember that He kept you safe and warm all through the night. Lift your hands and raise them high. This is what you say. Lord, you didn't have to give me one more time. Thankful, hey, everything, yeah. Where would I be? Whoa, hey. But I'm glad you did. So glad, yeah. Lord, I'm thankful. When danger was around me, where would I be? Didn't have to, but I'm glad. Tell me how long are you gonna sit and try to solve every problem? You may be smart, you may be strong, but there's only one that gives us strength to carry on. His name is Jesus, and He's all-knowing. You don't even have to tell Him all about your troubles, 'cause He's already solved it and worked it out. All you gotta do is trust and believe that it's there. Oh, nothing God cannot do. There's no need to worry. Just be still and know He's still and know.
Every time I fall, he answers my call. Picks me up, dusts me off, and tells me to start over. When I'm weak, he's my strength. I really don't deserve it, but again and again and again and again, oh, I'm grateful, truly grateful for your continuous grace. Oh, every time I call, he's always on time, dries my tears, tells me I'm his, and lets me know he's mine. When I'm weak, he's my strength. I really don't deserve it, but again and again